So lately I've been contemplating the concept of time, how fast it moves and how quietly it slips through our fingers without us even realizing it. How, if we're not careful, we wake up one day wondering where the years have gone. I mean, how fast does each Sunday night a new week roll around? I often use Christmas as a marker. Another December, another Christmas tree, trying to organise another family gathering. But if we're really honest, has anything truly changed since last Christmas? And I'm not just talking about on the outside, but on the inside. So your thoughts, your feelings, your actions. Because for so many people, another year just blurs by with the same routine, the same job that you can't stand, the same dreams just quietly gathering dust on the shelf. And don't get me wrong, I say this with love, not judgment, because I've definitely been there, and I think we all have at some stage in our life. It's so easy to get caught in that loop where you just wake up and you go to work, you eat, you sleep, and you repeat that same cycle. And I think we do this because it feels safe. But if you pull it apart, is it really safe, or is it just familiar? And meanwhile, our lives, they just keep moving. But time doesn't pause until you feel ready. It just rolls on. And before you know it, you're looking back and you're wondering if you really lived at all. So the truth is, we're not here to merely exist. I think we're here to create and to explore and to dream and to become who we came here to be, to fulfill our dharma. I remember watching a video by Bob Proctor when he was talking about our life being like an hourglass. And it's an analogy that's stuck with me and something that I think about often. If we look at the hourglass, in particular the sand within it, the sand in this analogy, it represents our life. So the sand at the bottom of the hourglass is the past, the time that we've already spent here on earth. And over time, it's dripped its way through the middle of the glass. And sometimes it's at a seemingly slow rate, and other times feeling like it's passing at the speed of light. I think we've all had those moments where time is just flying by. The sand at the bottom is something that can't be changed, and yet oftentimes we can get stuck in our own minds ruminating over what was and what could have been, living in regret. The sand at the top of the hourglass, that's our future, the time that we have left on earth. And this amount of time is obviously unknown to us, and for some this can be a great cause for anxiety and worry. But I believe all of our power lies in that tight, narrow little space at the middle of the hourglass, that tiny space where the sand falls through. This is our sacred present moment, and it is literally all we have. We don't know how much more sand we have in the top, and of course we have no control of this. It doesn't matter who you are, doesn't matter how much you have or don't have, you cannot buy more sand. You can't get back the sand from the bottom. You can't tip it back, it's gone. All we can do is try to make the most of the generous present moment, giving thanks for all the special things in our life, no matter how small or insignificant they may seem. And now, none of this is meant to scare you. It's kind of meant to wake you up. Because as you would have heard before, this life, it's not a dress rehearsal. As far as we know, we are here on earth once. One life. That's it. So if there's something you've been dreaming about, maybe a business idea, a creative spark of some sort, a wild goal that you've been tucking away, let me ask you something. What would you do if you knew no one was watching? I'll say that again. What would you do if you knew no one was watching. So in other words, if no one was judging you. Because fear of judgment is real. I know it was for me. And perfection? Well, that's another trap. I used to chase it intensely, thinking that things had to be flawless before I could start. But all that did was keep me stuck. That was an old program I was running. Because perfection doesn't exist. It's simply a fear-based illusion. And it'll keep you playing small forever. There's a quote I love by Bashar. You don't have to know it all to start, but you do have to start to know it all. I love that. You're not supposed to have it all figured out. You're just supposed to take the first step. Then the path begins to reveal itself. So today, I just want to invite you to begin, even if it's messy, even if it's small, or if you're scared, because that's what I'm doing. Let me tell you, it's very, very, very messy, but consistent action. Because those small steps, they're not small at all. They're everything. And who knows, maybe by next Christmas, you'll look back and you'll go, wow, that was the year I finally chose myself. Because you're not stuck. You're not too late. You're not too old. I believe all of us are extraordinary. We just have to come to believe it. You are absolutely capable of creating a life that feels like the life of your dreams. So here's your reminder. This life, it's precious. And it's short. It's bloody short. But it's not over, not even close. If you're still breathing, there is still time to follow that dream. So thank you for being here. Thank you for listening to this. I want you to know that you've got this and I'm right here with you. So here's to making this year count.